we cannot experience spirituality without our body. With our body we get into a trance state. With our body we perceive the inner world. When I talk about the body, this must be in Greece, a country so rich of nature and resources. It is end of September and we can swim in the ocean. Another big, mysterious body. In Greece, I'm deeply connected with my physical being, diving into the raw, sensual experience, without concepts and social masks. There is something about the ocean which makes me reflect about myself, my inner life, what kind of person I am. For many years, I circled around an old system, the Enneagram. It consists of 9 types and 9 ways of forgetting our true nature. For many years, I couldn't see clearly who I am. I could see myself in so many ways, like the water, floating, changing. My sense of self was scattered, and I struggled to connect the parts to one consistent image. To understand myself, I had to feel my deepest wound. The wound of not being fully seen, not being seen with my whole being, with my full embodiment. And exactly this wound was the key to find myself. We are beings of nature and beings of culture. And both sides are important for us. Culture is important for us human beings, for being civilized. But in our times and in our society, very often it happens that we neglect our nature. Many of us live only a little bit in this direct, deep, raw, non-verbal experience. Yeah? The experience of the body, the experience of our nature is raw, direct, intuitive, without words. It's living in the non-verbal. It's living without being influenced by concept, without being influenced by language. There are different types of people, and one concept which describes this very well is the Enneagram. So in the Enneagram there are body types, there are heart types and head types. But I wouldn't even call them personality types because I think it's on a deeper level than personality. It's almost a mechanism in the core. I'm in the Enneagram, I'm a body type. I'm type 9. For a long time, it was hard for me to identify my type because it was much easier to see my other fixes in the other centers. In the heart center, I have the 3, and type 3, it's about performing, it's an image type. So I thought that maybe I'm an image type because I like to, you know, to look good and to perceive myself in the eyes of other people. I also thought that I might be type 7. This is my head fix because I like to think positive and to think about positive outcomes, and I'm connected with entitlement. I feel entitled to go after my needs. This is what type 7 does. But I really couldn't see clearly for a long time my core. And my core is type 9. It's the water I swim in. It's so natural, it's so obvious, and therefore I couldn't see it. This was one reason I couldn't see it. So all Enneagram types have a virtue and a vice, and the vice of type 9 is sloth. Forgetting yourself, floating away, not fully showing up, be in your inner dreams and flow states and forgetting the really important things in your life. And it can also lead to laziness, not feeling responsible for things. Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that I would be type 7 or type 3 or maybe type 4 because type 3 and type 7 are assertive types, and I can be assertive. I never thought that I'm not important, yeah, that I'm in comparison to other people, that I'm not entitled to something. Yeah, I never thought that on a conscious level. But how should I put that? I often forget to think of myself as a personality. I'm so much in the experiencing and being one with my experience that I forget to identify with myself as a person. And this leads to forgetting how I am. And sometimes I think that I'm like this, sometimes I think I'm like that. It's like I don't have this clear-cut image of myself as a personality, and I cannot portray this to other people. This is one way how it shows, being type 9. And it's also about this inner peace, keeping this inner peace, which is very important. I don't want to be upset by other people. I don't want other people move my emotions. I want to keep these even keel waters inside myself. This feels much better than dramatic emotions or thinking too much. Yeah, it's exhausting for me to think so much and to feel so much. I just want to be in this, you know, nice, comfortable inner peace. With type 9s, there is a certain stubbornness to be moved. It's like a rock. For people who don't know me very well, this might not appear on the outside, on my facade, because I tend to be nice and easygoing. But if you touch me a little bit deeper, you will realize that I don't want to be moved. You cannot move me. I will just sit there and do what I want. Yeah, so autonomy. This is also a very important subject for type 9. Keeping my autonomy without other people realizing it. That's the funny part. No, it's not funny, of course, but that's how it works. It's seeking this inner peace on a deep bodily level. And therefore, you easily adapt, yeah, with your facade. You adapt with your voice and with your the tone of your voice and with your body language. You adapt to other people and you want to be nice, but inside you stay distant, yeah, you stay autonomous. You don't want to be moved and you don't want other people to disturb your peace. One thing which shows up with type 9 and which I experienced is the wound of not fully being seen. You know, if you adapt to social codes because you don't want your peace to be disturbed, you don't show up. You don't fully show up. And other people can't see you. They cannot see you in your full embodiment because you don't show up. You hide aspects of yourself because you want to have this easy, peaceful life, easy peasy. And the downside of this is that you're not fully seen. So I had to move my place because the sun is moving. I felt seen in some ways. I felt seen as a partner and as a woman and with my body being sexy. So these are ways I felt seen and this is good. I'm very thankful for that. But I often didn't feel seen in other parts of my personality. So, for example, I didn't feel seen with my intellect and with my intelligence because of my physical appearance, but also because I didn't talk much. I was more in this non-verbal being. People thought that I was less intelligent or they didn't see, they just couldn't experience my intellect because I didn't show it. It wasn't the fault of other people. I mean, yes, some people have very stereotypical views of how people should look like who are intelligent. But it was also partly myself who just didn't show up. And I also didn't show up with my spirituality. I didn't show up because for a long time I didn't have words for it. I lived a lot in this non-verbal, direct, bodily experience and not so much in concepts. And the concepts I had, the concepts I learned, I couldn't bring together with my bodily experience for a great part of my life. People didn't perceive me as a spiritual being much, and I couldn't talk about that, and I felt unseen. And other people, they talked in great length about spirituality and about their concepts and what you should do, and they give advice and all those things. And I always thought, I know that, I know that, I know that, I know that. But I didn't show up. I couldn't talk about it. Yeah. I admired people who talk well and who talked fast, and I always was a slow talker. Also in German, my mother language, I talk in a slow way. I'm not so much in my verbal thinking like the head types are. Head types, they can talk usually very fast and they have this quick-witted being. And I'm not quick-witted, I'm slow. Because I have this 3D full dimensional experience of the world all the time. And all things I experience, they come so close and so deep to me. It's as if they sink into my soul depth. And it takes so much energy and so much space and time to process this for me. And also my profession and being viewed as a competent person, it was not easy for me to portray that. You know, I have a master's degree and I studied at university. But when I asked people, so what do you think I am? What do you think my profession is? Then when I was younger, people said, oh, something kind of helper kind of profession, like someone who doesn't have own concepts and own ideas, but someone who only helps other people to fulfill their concepts and their ideas, something like a secretary who does administrative stuff and things like this. And I mean, I don't want to say anything against those professions. It's important to do those things, but it's another thing to be it. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even good in administrative stuff. I wasn't good in organizing. I wasn't good in talking with people on the phone and connecting with many people. I wasn't good in that because I was too introverted for being this. And still people thought that I was this nice helper kind of person. And I really didn't like that. I didn't like this image. This was because I didn't show up. I didn't show up with my personality. I didn't show up. I didn't show them my full being as an Enneagram type 9. And this is very sad. The good things with being a body type is it was always easy for me to process things on a deep bodily level. All those spiritual techniques which involve the body directly, like breath work, trance, dancing, all those things come easy to me. The connection between sexuality and spirituality, diving deep into my subconscious, I'm not afraid of. It's there. I live in it. It's another space I dive in. My inner process when I'm in autopilot, when I look inside, I don't analyze, I don't think in words. It's a non-verbal state. It's dreaming. It's like a dream state. It's like a trance state. So this is my natural state when I look inside, when I go inside. And I think that this is our deeper state of being. We also need our rationale, we also need to analyze, and we need to use language to express ourselves in culture and to communicate with other people. But our spiritual state is through this very slow, non-verbal, bodily state. There are spiritual teachings which say that the body is bad, that only our soul is good and our spirit is good, and it lives in a bad body, in a body which has lust and all those messy feelings and all those bad things people can do to each other. Those teachings say that we should, as soon as possible, leave this body. Only the soul and the spirit are holy. But this is not true. And this leads to people not valuing their experience here on earth. And it also leads people to abuse other people with those ideologies and to tell them that their human needs are wrong. Embodiment means to perceive the world as a full being. It means perceiving the world in 3D or even in a more holistic way. It's not only words, it's not only concepts, it's not only ideas. It's perceiving the world on a pre-conceptual level where you are connected with everything and you understand the world from inside out. And yeah, it's also about listening to the rhythms of your body. This can show in very practical ways. This can show in your everyday life. It means to listen to your body, how much sleep you need, how much food you need. That you eat when you're hungry and you stop eating when you're not hungry anymore. If you want to sit 8 hours a day on a desk, yeah? So these are the basic levels, but it also has a spiritual dimension. We cannot experience spirituality without our body. With our body we get into a trance state. With our body we perceive the inner world, yeah? Our inner eyes, when we look inside into our soul depth. This we do also with our body and not as a bodiless being. When we're connected with our body, we are not easily manipulated and we are not easy victims of spiritual abuse. Because with your body, you feel your boundaries and you feel this is good and this is bad for me. Enjoying life on a deep level, and this has nothing to do with like materialism or just to consume things. It's this deep connection and joy you feel with being in your body and being there.
shivers down my spine. Oh, and here we go again. Yeah, we're walking in the rain. You got that look in your eyes. You're away from me, miles and miles. Oh, I fell into the fire. I got lost in my desire. I can't go back again. I won't let you affect me like that. 'Cause I'm mad as hell for getting lost in your spell. To lose your mind. Oh, 'cause suddenly lost my head. Yeah, and I'm mad as hell. Oh, for getting lost in your spell. Did you lose your mind? I got shivers down my spine. I know there's a care we can dance. I wanna fall in love when I dream. You're the one I'm thinking of, but it's a waste. 'Cause honey, you're almost gone. And I got shivers down my spine.